Alright, I'm going to work on the old Briggs here and turn it into a overhead valve. Now that we know we got a good running engine, I guess I'm just going to take it apart. So I'll probably take it down to the piston, take the piston out, maybe take the crank out, stuff. So we're gonna gut it completely, gut it like a pig. So and then clean it and start from there. So you guys want to hang out with me in the garage here, that's fine. And for you other guys that don't really care to see it disassembled again, I understand. So let me throw you other guys up on a tripod and let's get to work. Alright, I got a box for the stuff we don't want and a little thing here for the stuff we want. So start with the shroud. We don't need that. Garbage and the governor. Garbage. Take the carburetor off here. We need this because this is actually off another engine. Yeah, most of the stuff here we're going to discard. I could use a screw gun for this, huh? Instead of wasting your time. What am I going to do? I'm going to get my glasses after I take this off too. There we go. I just lost the gasket. Come on, don't go away. I get it. Alright. Let me put that off to the side and get some glasses. It's something funny. I was just looking for a screw gun, you know, to put the, you know, a screw tip on, and I grabbed this one and I pulled the trigger, and it started going real slow. And if you look at it, it's smoking. Oh, there we go. Nope. Something's rattling around in there. I don't know. Boy, this stinks like crap. Look at it. Look at the smoking. Looks like it's on fire. Oh well. I think I got that one at the flea market. See how this one is. Alright, this one's a little better. I just thought that was funny. Alright, I guess we can take the spark plug out. We'll probably reuse that. So we'll keep that there. Take the muffler off. There we go. That's garbage. Take the flywheel off here. That shouldn't be on too tight. Remember, it's reverse thread. There we go. Just loosened it. Just enough to loosen it. Alright, we're going to reuse this. Maybe reuse that. I'm surprised it didn't just pop right off. Should pop right off. Let me get a hammer. Alright. Like I said, I'm not crazy about using screwdrivers behind this, but I know this has just been off recently. There we go. I didn't even have to hit it. Alright. Enough of that. We'll need the screw. We probably won't need the flywheel. I'll probably use something else. That's garbage. Let's see here. Try a different screw gun. The reason I got so many screw guns is because at one time it was cheaper to buy a whole set. It would come with 2 NiCad batteries and the screw gun. And it was cheaper than actually buying the batteries. Alright. Let's see how it works in the screwdriver. Alright. Put that in there. There we go. Put that in there. I don't know if I'm going to use this setup or not. I don't know if I'm going to make a new trigger or what, but For now, we'll probably save that. What else we got up here? Take that. We're not going to use this. Still held on by a little wire here. Going to the points. There's a little bit of glue holding that, so we'll get to that. Alright, let's take the head off. We'll start by loosening it. And then we'll zip it off. I've got these things here to hook right into a screw gun, and they're pretty good. They go up to a 1/2 inch. And I'll leave a link in the description for you guys. Good to have. Some people would use an impact gun, but that's crazy. Crazy, I tell you. That speeds things up. Alright. I'm going to keep the screws or the bolts. We're probably not going to use that. I know I'm not going to use this. Or them bolts. So throw them in the garbage. And throw this in the garbage. I'm not going to use that. Okay. What's next? Hold on a minute. Let me look it over. Okay. I'm not sure if I'm going to reuse the points or not, so I'm going to just take them off and put them in this little can here. I took the coil up and just held it up here with a little screw to keep it out of the way for now. But let's take the points off. I need a flashlight. Need the condenser. Condenser, capacitor, whatever you want to call it. And then this here is what it can hold into right there. I guess I'm going to, actually I don't have to, like I said, I'm probably not going to use that. Top here for the points here. I'll save that. There's that wire that goes up to the coil. Looks like it's not glued in because it looks like a new set of points. Look at it. There we go. It's already disconnected. And I unscrewed it for the other one, that's why that was loose. So I'll take this off. Like I said, this is just fished through there. And this, I don't know if we can get it this way. We'll try. I don't think it's going to go. So like I showed you guys before, this is just twisted on here. You can untwist that, so we're not going to use this. We'll throw that out. It's a head gasket. I like to reuse the old head gaskets because they're better than the ones they make now. Probably won't use this. That's garbage. Alright, let's see. Now this here, I'm probably going to reuse this. That's the housing holder, but what I'll do is I'll probably cut just around here and just use that as a little thing to hold the crankshaft on. Alright, we're getting down to the nitty gritty, so what do you say we take the valves out, the piston out, and then disconnect it from the base. Alright. And I spun the table around instead of moving the tripod, and we'll take the valve cover off here. 7/16. There we go. Gotta remember to get the nut out of there. Now this should come right off. Let me grab it right here. There we go. You know, if I wanted to save that gasket, I wouldn't be able to, but look at that. Good gasket. Alright, we're not going to use that anyway. Throw that over there, that's garbage. And then you got this little piece of metal here. That's like a splash guard that keeps your stuff in check. We're probably not going to use that. That's garbage. And then you got this little spring here. that holds the this little check valve. We'll take that out. Alright. Throw that in here. That's garbage. We're not going to use that. Now, I lowered you down too so you maybe can see what's going on. I can't even see what's going on. Let me see where them pins are and then we'll pull them out. Okay. I don't think you can see in there, but what we're going to do is we're going to lift this up. This spring. And it's actually, I don't know if you can see that. It's lifting the valve up. But we got to hit that down while we're holding this up because there's a lot of carbon there. And this is going to look cruel, but it's not. So you're not hurting nothing. I must be holding the pin. Okay. Believe it or not, the pin actually fell out. There we go. You're not going to see that because it's going to be blurry. But anyway, that's a little pin. I'm going to show you right here. Now, let me see if I can hold that up because we're going to try and twist that out. Thought I had another screwdriver here. Yeah, the reason I had to hit that down was because of the little carbon holding that up. Alright, let me find another screwdriver. Alright, with my flashlight. Alright, see the way the spring is all the way down now? Now, if we get a screwdriver, the screwdriver actually fell on the floor. And we'll lift that up a little bit and try and grab that. There we go. Now the only thing holding that in there is carbon, so if we twist it, there we go, it'll come out. Well, you can see that. But anyway, that's it. Now usually these are marked, you know, intake and exhaust. This one I can't really see anything. So I'm going to actually put a little eye on there. Scratch a little eye. Okay. For now, me and you know that means intake. Actually, it's exhaust, so I'm going to change that to an 80. Or can you kill me? Alright. Alright, put an E on there for exhaust. Now let's try and get the other one out. Alright. You guys on? Okay. I got that lifted up, and like I say, gotta hit that just down a little bit. You're not hurting nothing. Looks like I'm beating on it, but I'm not. Okay. Actually gotta go down further. There we go. Might be able to see it. Oh! There we go. Just seen it move. See. I think my screwdriver. No, it's not. I was gonna say, I thought the screwdriver was holding it, but it's not. Probably just carbon. There we go. Just went through the carbon. Yeah. Alright. There we go. Whew. There we go. Yeah, that's hard steel. You know, you think you're hitting it. You're only tapping it with that, and the spring is the only thing holding it, so you're not damaging anything. All right. Now, the next thing is pull these springs out. The only thing holding them in there is the bottom where to tap it. Let me mess with this instead of wasting your time. Alright. What I did was turn the tappet so it was flatter so it could lift it over that, and then the top has a big titty hanging down that holds the top. So this is what holds the keeper, that little thing. I'm probably not going to use that, but I'm going to put it in the bucket anyway. And then the spring. Probably not going to use that spring either. Probably going to use a lighter one. We'll put that over there anyway. Alright, you can see in there, the thing going up and down is the tappet. That was all the way up, and then you got this little titty down here. You know, I wanted to bring that all the way down there so I could lift it up over it. Okay, let me get the other one out. Oops, sorry, didn't mean to hit you guys. Alright, next thing we do is I'm going to take this stud out. That's a fine thread at 1028, I think. So I put a double nut on there. And here we go. I'll take that out. It'd be easy to turn if this clamp wasn't in the way down here. There we go. Alright. Yeah, it's 1028 on one side and a quarter 20 on the other. Or quarter 28 on one side, quarter 20 on the other. Alright, we don't need that. Gabbage. Alright, I guess we're about ready to take the base off here. I was looking at it, and you guys see down here? You don't like. See, has somebody put, you got one big washer that belongs there. And then they got 1, 2, 3 washers there, so maybe they just didn't have the right size bolt. I hate when I see stuff like that, but I don't know. The other side looks okay. Alright, we'll pop that off of there and drain the oil, and then we can maybe take this off, take the crank out, take the piston out. Alright, sit back. Okay, looks like you have a little pulley on here. It's got an Allen head on here, so we're not going to use this. Well, that's pretty easy. Try and take it off. I always take these Allen screws all the way out. That way you know nothing's hanging up. Alright. Wow. Got quite the point on there, huh? Alright, now I know it's not going to come off, so I have this little gear puller. It's only a baby. I don't know if you see that, but it must have been a flea market buy at one of the shows. $1. Now this thing's cracked. Has little pieces taken out, so if it busts off, I'm not too worried about it. Like I said, we're probably not even going to use it, but oh man. Oh yeah, here we go. It's starting to move now. There we go. There we go. See that? $1 tool. Saving a lot of heartache. You can't holler for $1. Come on, baby. There we go. It's going to turn it. Somebody took the flywheel off. Wow. Somebody drilled that almost all the way through. That's crazy. Never seen that before in my life. Alright. Sit back, let me look at it. Okay. Alright, I took this pulley off. And it's interesting the things you find. This here looks like at one time it was a recoil for something. You see the 4 little journals here? That's where the ball bearings go. So when you pull the thing, it'll snap back in place. Interesting. We don't need it, so it's garbage. All right, now here on one side we got a bolt. I'm going to loosen. You guys can't see that. And then this side has a bolt. Whoa, that's pretty tight. Oop. Sorry about that, I didn't mean to shake the table. Okay, this side here has a slotted head, so I can actually unscrew it. There we go. This one, see, this one just has a washer and a lock washer. Alright, we're going to need that. We're going to need that, so we're going to save that. Now this one, let's see. I was going to say, it almost feels like it's loose enough to pull out. Alright, that's the only thing that holds the base to the block here. There's two big bolts. Two big long bolts. Boy, look at that. And I gotta say, somebody, a fine thread. Somebody has a lock washer on here and two other washers, and this big one's supposed to be here. Okay. Alright, we're gonna save all of that. I'm not worried about the gasket. Actually, is that a gasket there? Yeah. It feels like a gasket there. There we go. We're going to save that. And this should actually, there we go. It's going to come right off. Alright, hold on. Okay. I'm going to turn this over here. Put it in here. You know what, I want to save these gaskets. Can you see that? Probably not. Let me tilt you up there. Hold on. Alright. Yeah, if I wanted to save this gasket, I wouldn't be able to. But this one here is in good shape. Look at that. Alright. Let me get some oil off of that. I'll stick that right here. Alright, right now I'm looking at the crank and the connecting rod for play, and it's all pretty good. Alright. See now what I can do with this thing down here. Let me loosen you up here. I can just take that whole thing, this whole pan, and dump it out. Instead of draining it and stuff, I can just dump it and clean it out. Alright, let me regroup here and then we'll get back here.